worldwide podcast.
All right. What's up, family? What's up? It's Jerry Royce live worldwide on Positive Power, XXI Christian Media. Welcome to Late Night with Jerry Royce live worldwide and Paula G. That's right, Shay and Paula will be co-hosting the show with me. But tonight we got Paula G. Our special guest tonight is Trenton Pipkins. He's going to be joining us, and Paula's going to do the interview. So everyone's in the queue, so hold tight. But before we bring on our co-host Paula G, we just want to wish everybody a super happy New Year celebration. Just be careful out there. Keep it safe. Keep it Christian. That's right, but have a good time. All right? And we wish you and your families the best of what 2020 has in store for you. And remember, prayer makes everything better. That's right. You may be just going through a short, small storm. Some of us are still spinning in it. Been a minute, but you're on your way out. That's right. Like they say, follow the light. And that's Jesus. All right, y'all. Batman, just going to reflect real quick before I bring Paula G. I just want to thank everybody that made Positive Power, XXI Christian Media possible and made it the success it was in 2019. I think we'll be coming up probably a year in television and, actually producing television programming, which we've been doing in Georgia for a little over a year now. So I think we started around 2017, went into 2018 and 2018 to 2019, which I believe probably covered a year and a half. But it was a great 2019 with the new shows and the shows getting better. And we just want to thank all of our viewers that made it possible. That's right. All the support system and our team. That's right. Our team sitting there in Georgia. You know who you are. And of course, family and friends that have been cheering us on. Anyway, and also the podcasters. We want to thank all of our podcasters, our underwriters, our sponsors, everybody. Of course, our podcasters made this what it is today, with all the shows that we run Monday through Thursday, and then all our archives and what Kimmy Kim and her team has done over in Elation Radio and Elevation Radio with Pastor Stephen Turner, what they had brought to Positive Power's radio platform. So if you're one of those people who get a chance to listen to us, we on 24/7. That's right. Go to our Spreaker live stream link and check out. We have talk shows running all day long, and they're very encouraging and very inspirational. So people are very transparent on our programs, and so are their guests. So you can always walk away with something, All right. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can catch it all on YouTube. All right, let's talk to Paula G real quick before we bring our guests out. What's going on, Paula G? Happy New Year to you. I know it's not quite here yet, but mere moments away.
It's almost here. Yes, it's almost here. Jerry Royce, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Positive Power 21 family. It has been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
That's right. You haven't heard the Paula G voice on
It's been
radio.
a minute, but like you said, we've had a great year. We've had a great year. It's been such a blessing.
That's right.
And, I ditto everything you said, just thanking everyone for their support, their encouragement, their love, their contributions, our underwriters, WAPC, just everyone. It's been a blessing, and I'm excited about 2020.
That's right. We are. It's funny. I just had a conversation with Lakeisha while I was listening to Reed's show at 8:00, and of course, her and I, we've been talking about it over and over again. What we plan to do in 2020. Sometimes when you're raising kids, sometimes you have to remind each other what your plans are. Like they always say, write it down. Then I write it down, forget where I put it at. But anyway.
Exactly.
We talked it out again, and it feels so good where the station and where our productions are going. And so we're excited. I know you and I had talked a lot about it too. I probably said the same thing I said to you. I probably said to Lakeisha and vice versa. Mm-hmm. But it's just good for us to just keep keep it out there, keep it in our universe and make it happen. Just like what we did. Our television shows got better and better. The guests got stronger, and we're looking forward to these new guests about to come on board. I'm excited, super excited.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's when you start walking in the gifts that God has given you, and you start walking through those doors that He has opened, just amazing things happen. And when God starts using you, allowing you to use your gifts, giving you an opportunity to use your gifts, and you use those gifts to glorify Him, all kinds of doors open. I'm a witness. Jerry's a witness that, it can happen, but you got to take that leap of faith and be humble with it. Remain humble. Humility is a beautiful thing.
That's right. That's true. And,
yes.
And so we are so excited. The new people we're going to meet. I'm so excited about the DMV area as well. I know, all our strong connections is in Georgia, but God has showed Lakeisha and I and introduced us to a new group. So I want to shout out to the people on the Eastern Shore that we've been doing business with and who've been supporting us. We went out there this summer.
Right.
Well, actually, we started in the spring working with WKHS FM station. So that was very exciting. Building that rapport with them. Of course, they got we help produce their podcast and they invite us to come out to their station during the warmer months. It's a heck of a drive in the dark during the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, you talking about back roads of Georgia, boy. Woo, man, I said, this looks familiar.
But, you got a lot of those country roads.
Yeah.
Indeed.
That's right.
Definitely.
But I love it down there. But I love it down there.
Yeah. It's awesome. We got to give Shay a shout out this evening.
Yeah.
She's a little under the weather. So y'all keep her in prayer and keep her family in prayer. There's all kinds of flu and pneumonia and I had an upper respiratory infection a couple weeks ago. Y'all, we have to take care of ourselves because we go, and we got to listen to our bodies, and we've got to stop.
Yeah.
When our body tells us to stop.
So slow it down. Slow it down.
Continue to take care.
That's right. Have a little time out session. Sometimes you got to take time off. I know sometimes it's hard when you're running everything, but I said, shoot, the holidays here, enjoy your family, your friends, catch up with some people, slow down just a little bit. So we was able to do that for a few days last week. And then, of course,
that's good.
Everybody, we off tomorrow and New Year's Day. So matter of fact, my wife is planning to have a little party on New Year's Day. So we're going to be entertaining some family. So we just going to be chilling, just enjoying each other's company, what they call chewing chat. So a little chewing and chatting.
Enjoying each other.
That's right.
Yes, enjoying each other's company because, life is not promised, as we say.
That's right.
And you got to cherish those moments and the holiday. It seemed, I don't know about you, but Christmas seemed to come so quickly this year.
It did.
I know we always say that, but I mean, this year I woke up Wednesday, I'm like, it's Christmas.
I know. I was like kind of behind putting up the decorations. I think we did everything in the weekend.
Right.
We had the floor man come by. We pulling stuff out Drew and I actually pulled stuff out a little earlier, a couple of days. But Thanksgiving I used to be really good about getting started right after Thanksgiving. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. It was usually that Friday for us. We start decorating the house and getting the house Christmas ready. But if you're not home, because I was out of town, I was visiting my mother, and I was out of town.
I remember that.
So, and then the week that I came back, because it was her 92nd birthday, the day before Thanksgiving, we took her out to her favorite restaurant. She had such a good time. She had a ball.
Awesome.
And then the week that I came back, I was sick in bed that whole week.
Wow.
So by the time I was up and around, it was like middle of December by the time I had the energy to do anything. By that time, I'm like, okay, well, Christmas is next week, so.
Yeah, fortunately for me, I got ill right before, I think I had to fly out to Atlanta to hang out with you guys. I had an ear infection.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I just did Maryland Gospel Live, and I don't know how that was definitely God worked me through that, because it was a guy there that was a sound engineer. He said, man, I've never heard live concerts sound so, so great. He thought he loved what we were doing. And I was like, wow, I'm glad, because I wasn't sure what I was listening to, So anyway, I had to get myself ready and healed up because I had to fly out to Georgia, and I still felt the effects because, them things can go on for weeks. And then I said, well, shoot, then we got the war show coming up in Arkansas. I said, I got to be ready for that because I wasn't going to have no big crew. It was going to just be me and Mo. And, we had to do everything.
Right.
So, I had to get everything on my faculty.
She did an amazing job, by the way.
Yes. I can't wait I don't know what she was saying because I haven't heard the footage yet, but she looked good on the B-rolls.
Yeah, she did a good job.
Yeah, we hooked the B-rolls up.
But that's
right, man.
When you got to pace yourself. When you're going and going, you have so much responsibility, and you're at the wheel. We really have to pace ourselves. I'm learning that. Well, I've learned that, but I'm learning that. I've got to pace myself.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah, and I try to give myself when I set a goal now, I try to give myself a start and an end date, kind of like where I would want to be with this project. Like I'm working on another project now. I'm rebuilding the set for Late Night with Jarvis Live, the TV show, because they asking for more episodes, and now we got more guests lined up in the DMV. I said, okay, let me get this show rolling again. We pretty much got you guys got My Journey taken care of. We got Shay Red Room is taken care of. We got Lakeisha Mosey show taken care of. And of course everybody, we're gonna be in production on Lakeisha Mosey show in Graysonville, Maryland, April 25th. So go out to our page, look for the link on Eventbrite. Just look for television tape. I'm gonna rename it eventually so you guys be able to find it under Lakeisha Mosley. But check that out. All authors, we're looking for authors to be part of that show. We have 15, well, not exactly 15 slots now, but we're looking for 15 individuals to be part of that show. If you guys have seen Lakeisha's show, her show is a really, really good show, and it'll be great for your brand. So hurry up and sign up with that so I can close it out and start booking the next things, because they're waiting for us to start booking up the center. So with all that said, Paula G, I'm going to turn it over to you. Your guest is ready. It's 10:15. And we appreciate you filling for Shay. Of course, you and Shay going to be in rotation, so we want everybody to know that Paula and Shay going to be in rotation, so you guys get a chance to experience both worlds. The Red Room, the host of the Red Room, and the host of My Journey with Paula G from WATC.
Amen.
And from DeKalb 25, Comcast Channel 25 in Georgia. Amen.
Yeah.
Check them out.
Yeah, we got to thank our Georgia family at WATC TV 57 and DeKalb 25. They've just been wonderful with My Journey with Paula G, and WATC has actually aired some of the episodes of My Journey on 57.1. They have three stations. The show is normally on 57.2, but they've also aired it a few times this year on 57.1, right. So we appreciate them for that.
That's right. And I'm like, cable, not everybody's cutting the cable, y'all. And I heard some good news, too. I heard they about to lower the prices of cable because it has reached the executives that people are cutting the cable. And not just really about people cutting the cable, just that a lot of people just don't have time to sit home and watch it. And people find themselves spending more time on their devices, but especially the millennials and younger. They find more excitement or more flexibility using their devices. And sometimes not everybody has an app,
Right, exactly.
So that's the deal. All right, well, Batman's getting off of here. Let me say hello to our guests. What's up, Mr. Pipkins? What's going on, sir? How you doing?
Hello. Good.
Yeah. Welcome to Positive Power, WXI, and Late Night with Jarvis Live, and Paula G. So Paula G is going to be your interviewer for the night, man. So relax. She's very good at what she does, and we hope to have you back on and hope to meet you on one of our television platforms if that can work out for you.
Absolutely.
Amen. All right. Cool. All right. Well, have a great show, and we will talk to you soon. Amen.
Amen. Well, once again, Positive Power family, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you all had a wonderful, fabulous Christmas. We are looking forward to the blessings that are in store for each and every one of us in 2020. And this evening, I'm excited to have this young man with us. He has been singing for a minute, but he's when I say young man, I mean young man. But he has been singing for a minute. God has given him a gift, and he's going to share with us a bit of his journey as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Late Night Radio with Jerry Royce Live and Paula G. Mr. Trenton Pipkins. How are you, love?
Good.
You doing all right?
How are you?
I am fabulous. I woke up this morning, so it's all good. It's all good. It is all good. Well, you have had quite a career in your young years. You've had quite a career. This past year has been exciting for you as well as some of the things that you have done this past year. So share with the audience some of the highlights of 2019 for Trenton Pipkins.
Well, the number one highlight would be me releasing my debut single, All Things. That is the highlight because that is the first record that I've ever put out to the public. Another highlight I think would be me doing a showcase in Mobile, Alabama. That was my first showcase, and at the beginning of this year, I said that it would be a new beginning for me, and I've had a lot of beginnings as far as my music, and I'm grateful to being able to do those things.
Yes, yeah. So you said you had your first showcase. So tell us a bit about what are some of the things that you either learned from that first showcase, because as you grow in this business, you take something from each and every experience that you have. So that being your first experience, what were some things that you learned, or maybe some surprises, some things that you didn't expect?
Right. Well, when I got there, I had planned to perform All Things, my single, but we were having some technical difficulties, and I had to change it up. So what I learned from that experience was, Trenton, you need to be able to be adaptable.
Come on now.
Be able to adapt to any situation that you're put in. And at first, I was a little bit anxious about, okay, well, how will it go? But I remember what I was there to do. I had a job to do, and at the end, it was complete, and it was great. I actually received an award for being a part of the showcase, so it was very good. Yes, ma'am.
You know what? The wisdom beyond your years, because that lesson right there will take you far in this business, because when you're up on that stage and you're at these events, and you, like you said, we all come to the stage, with a plan in our head, and then something happens. Technology is our friend sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes technology is our friend, and you have to make those adjustments. So that is a powerful lesson. Learning that up front and being able to make that adjustment on the spot is going to take you a long way. So I'm glad you shared that, because that is huge. That is really, really really huge. The new beginnings that you spoke of before, what are some that may have surprised you, may have like, wow, I'm actually doing this?
Right. Well, one of those things that surprised me was when I got the email I would be featured on Bounce Around Charleston, which is a local TV show in Charleston, South Carolina, and I had been waiting to be on the show, and that's a lesson in itself, that good things come to those who wait. Because I waited on the right time, on the right moment to be on the show, I got on the show, and it was very exciting. It allowed me to know that Trenton, if you just put your mind to it, if you just trust God, trust me in the process of your career, I will make room for you. And that's exactly what God is doing in my life.
You know what, Trenton, you are wise beyond your years, because the two of the greatest lessons that will carry you through this business is being flexible, just like you mentioned, adaptable, and being patient, because everything that you did leading up to Bounce Around Charleston prepared you for Bounce Around Charleston. And
yes,
you know that.
Yes.
Yeah, You know that. So that is huge in itself, as you know, as well. Tell us a bit about your single.
My single, okay, well, that story in itself as well. My single
Mhm.
was supposed to be released 2018, but I had some challenges there as well. I didn't really like the production of it, and I wanted to give up on it.
Mhm.
It's taking too much time. I can't find the right people to help me, so I just kind of left it alone for a minute. But then I said, you know what, Trenton, you are not a quitter. Music is what you do. You can't allow something small to stop you
Mhm.
from following what you've been wanting to do all of your life. So I re-recorded my vocals to it, and I regrouped, and we put it out on the 9th of February of 2019. And
Mhm. Wow. Perseverance, patience, and flexibility. So far in your
mhm,
journey, perseverance, patience, and flexibility are some of the things that you've learned in this industry. Now, tell us a little bit about Trenton. Are we in school? How are we juggling all of this?
yes, well, Trenton is a normal person. Let me tell you that. Trenton, Trenton has
Normal is good. Normal is good.
yes, he is definitely normal. He has problems. He
Uh-huh.
has so I'm just like anybody else. I do work, and that's
Mhm.
how I'm able to do music, because music costs. Being in this business, it costs money. It's not free. Um, it takes money to record, to travel, to have those nice photo shoots. To this, it costs money.
Trenton, say that again. What?
It costs money.
Say that again.
um,
What?
it costs money.
Amen.
Yes, yes, it does. So I have to work.
hmm So you're juggling a job
Hmm.
while on this journey of fulfilling what God has placed in you, using the gift that God has placed in you, and,
Absolutely.
and juggling those. So time. Tell us a little bit about your time, because there are young people that are listening that are wanting to do the same thing, or maybe somewhere in the process on the journey, and are
Hmm.
falling into some of these stumbling blocks. So
Right.
share a bit about how do you make it all work? Because you've got to have some excellent time management to make it all work.
Well, for me, I think I am a great example of how, you can manage your time. I work, I'm in school, and I also do music as well. And one of the things that my mom, instilled in me, was to do, well academically.
Mhm.
And pursuing music, I told her that I would balance the both of them. And I am a witness that you definitely can. Um, School is very important, and I think if you apply yourself, if you set a uh, set time aside for different things that you have to do, and prioritize. All of
Mhm.
those things are definitely important, but you have to think about what is most important at that particular time.
Mhm.
And yeah, I would just think about all the things that you have to do, and just do them as you can, because we can't do everything at one time. My mom loves to
Yeah.
say that Rome was built in a day. So
Exactly.
it time.
Yeah. Now, in school, what is your status in school? What are you studying? Where are you?
Okay. I am a senior, so I will be finishing this year. I'll be graduating May the 29th, and I'm actually interested in studying broadcasting and mass communications.
All
Similar to
right.
what y'all.
Yes. Yes. We'll have to take you under our wing. And that's yeah. That senior year is no joke. That's because that
Yes,
has senioritis set in yet?
No.
Have you
no,
caught the
ma'am.
bug? No, it hasn't.
No.
Okay.
But I have to all get it done. Absolutely. Failure is not an option.
You got to take all your senioritis antibiotics to fight off that urge. To fight off that urge. Wow. You've been singing throughout school, and I believe you started writing at a very young age. Tell us about that.
Yes. Yes. My writing experience was shared, with my cousin. We started to write together, and then one day my cousin Bradley, he said, "Okay, I don't want to write to you anymore." So I had to figure out what I wanted to, where I wanted to go next. So I picked up the pencil one day, and I said, "I'm going to write my own song," and that's what I've been doing since then. It started. I was very dependent on him, but I had to learn, Trenton, you can do this as well, and I did. And I'm glad that I was able to, take those fundamentals and use them for myself.
Yeah, exactly, because you have that, that gift inside of you, and you've heard the phrase, when we sit and listen to His still small voice, and you sit in the Spirit, and you just marinate in the Spirit, and then the lyrics just, I imagine the lyrics just begin to flow. They really begin.
We should not always be so dependent on man when God has given us the tools that we need. And a lot of times we become comfortable, with someone helping you. But I think it's also important in this day and time that you know how to do things on your own as well. You're not always going to have someone to help you. So learn how to do it on your own. It is also important to work, with others and, networking, but I think it's also important that you know how to manage and do it on your own. Absolutely.
Yes. So networking, you dropping some knowledge today, sir. Networking, time management, perseverance, patience, and being flexible are keys that have assisted you in your journey so far and in your successes so far. So that is really fabulous. That is really fabulous. You remember the first song you sang? What was the first song you sang? You remember?
Performed or sang?
We'll say performed. How about that?
I don't. I do not
remember?
But I do remember this. I remember sang for my solo on the children's choir. My mother would sit in the pew, and she would try to tell me things behind my choir director, which was my aunt. And
Lord!
And my aunt.
I'm getting a visual.
Right. Block her out because she was distracting me. She wanted her son to do good. But I can remember that from a very early age. My mom trying to, tell me the words or whatever, making me nervous.
Yep. Well, that's what we do. We can't help ourselves. That's what we do. Do. But when you were saying, I could kind of almost hear you think a minute, and you said you couldn't remember, the very first one. And when you said that, I'm thinking that's because this gift is so probably came so naturally to you at a young age. It was probably almost in your pre-verbal stage. You were probably singing and didn't even realize. You know what I'm saying? And that, oh my gosh, that is huge. That is huge. That is Holy Ghost huge. That is really, really huge. What are some of what are you looking to do in 2020? Or what are some of the specifics? And I know. Yeah, go ahead.
I definitely want to travel more. I want to come to Maryland. I want to travel. I want to definitely travel more. I want to get some more airplay. I would love to do a EP, release another single. And I'm thinking about writing a book on my experiences in my life. How to persevere, through different situations, to kind of help my generation. A lot of us, we need some encouragement, and I think I want to, speak back into my generation, that we can, do anything that we set our mind to do. If we put God, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. So I think I want to do it as well. A lot. I definitely want to do a lot.
Right. Well, you just put it out in the atmosphere that you want to travel, more airplay, and write a book. We're just gonna claim it. Write a book.
Do music. Yes.
And do music. There you go. You just put those out in the atmosphere. And I'm telling. I know you said you were thinking about writing a book, but based on what you have just shared in this short 18 minutes that we've been on air. I would strongly encourage you to do so. Because, again, time management, networking, perseverance, patience, and those are the chapters right there. Those are chapters right there. Yes, I'm telling. Those are chapters right there. Yeah, because and it also speaks to, and young people who are listening or thinking about going on this journey, it also speaks to how serious and dedicated that you are. Because you only come away from the experiences that you've had so far learning these lessons. You can only come away from that learning these lessons as you have learned them if you're serious about your craft and you're serious about what you're doing. Because like you said, at the moment that you're on stage, you're up there to do your new release, something happens and you have to shift gears on the spot. You got to shift gears, and when your performance is over, the audience is none the wiser. You know what your plan was, but the audience doesn't. So if you can make that seamless transition, that's professionalism right there. That's professionalism. That is definitely professionalism right there. We're going to listen to your song in a little bit, but I just wanted to share that I've had the opportunity to hear you sing, and your voice is just simply amazing, beautiful. It's just it just really speaks to the spirit. It just really resonates as you sing. When you're on stage or when you're in the recording studio and you're singing, take us inside your head. What is going through your head?
What is going through my head?
Yeah, just in general, as far as I love doing this. This is what I love doing. Can you kind of give us some thoughts, maybe that have gone through your head, or when you're on stage and you're looking out at the audience, and they're responding to your ministry. What does that do for you?
What does it do? Well, performing for me is a release.
Okay.
It is definitely a release.
Yeah.
My songs are a message. So when I am performing it and I'm singing, and when I hear the different when they clap, when they're singing with me, that does something. I was performing last weekend, and I told the congregation to sing with me, and they did. And I believe that when you sing something, when you say something, that you should believe, wherever you're singing. And from hearing the response, they believed what I was doing. They believed what they were singing, which is all things are working together for your good. So performing, while I'm performing, I'm thinking, God, use me. Allow them to get the message. Allow them to be encouraged that all things are working together for their good.
Yes. Yeah. And God is using you as that vessel. And isn't that oh, gosh, that almost brings chills up your spine. You know, that God, and you see people responding, you see people responding to that.
There may be someone there that needs to hear that word. And because you are there at that moment, at the right time, they may they may get their deliverance just because you are there ministering to them.
To them at that moment.
Yes.
Exactly. And again, it goes back to yielding, recognizing the gift that you have, and allowing God to use you to minister to His people for such a time. Yes. You talked about that patience of waiting for that opportunity and the doors that have opened for you as a result of that opportunity, and the doors that will continue to open for you as a result of the opportunity. Can you share with us, if you can recall, maybe one of the most impactful comments or statements that someone has made to you in regard to what your music means to them? Has there been anything that has resonated with you?
Yes.
Okay.
I remember walking into my school one morning, and this visual, when it was first released, it was a girl, and she said, "Is that you on the radio?"
Ooh, Trenton.
I said, "Actually, yeah." She said, "I like it. And
wow.
And other kids at my school would tell me, I heard your song, and each time that they said that, it's inspirational to me. How? Because they hear it, they are being impacted by it, they like it, they can relate to it. And these are young people.
Yeah.
These are young people. So from my family, then hearing it, my classmates, teachers. I showed some CDs to them, and one of the teachers said, how often you play the song, and that they really like it. Even my manager at work, she, when people are coming in our store, she tells me people about what I'm doing. So, yes, man. It does me good to know that people are being impacted by it, and all kinds.
All walks of life, all walks of life, and that just makes it that much more impactful to know that when you open your mouth and you use that gift that God has given you, that it impacts across the generations.
Yes, and it's also encouraging, because there are times where I may not feel like I can make it to the next level, or I may be a little discouraged. But then when someone, I heard your song, the other day. Yeah. And you're doing a great job. I'm proud of you. Those things matter. And sometimes we need to be encouraged. Absolutely. I am a brother's keeper, so I think it is very important for us to encourage each other. Yes, I do. I think that is definitely important. Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Well, we are going to listen to your single. Is there anything that you'd like to add before we listen to it? Anything you'd like to share with the audience as they're listening?
Yes.
Anything you'd like them to meditate on?
Well, first I'm going to say, everybody, please go get All Things. It is available on all digital outlets. It's on Apple Music. It is on, what's that thing, Spotify. It's
Spotify,
on,
yes. Uh-huh.
Everywhere. Please go get it. And I pray that, yes, go get it. And I pray that it is a grace to you.
That's a businessman right there, because what? Music, what? Costs money, y'all. Go get the man's music. Go get the man's music. Ladies and gentlemen, Trenton Pipkins, All Things.
You're listening to Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
1, 2, 3, let's go. Listen, say all things are working together for the good of them that love the Lord. You say all things are working together for the good of them that love the Lord. All things are working together for the good of them that love the Lord. Yeah. All things are working together for the good of them that love the Lord. We're living in a day, so many things have changed. Have to give a right for wrong, and sometimes even light on. I don't mind the affliction, as long as God is with me, yeah. I'll try to do my best so I can pass this test. Lord, don't leave me here, and help me not to fear. Lord, I'm calling you, I need you right here. All things are working together for the good of them that love the Lord. All things are working together for the good of them that love the Lord. You gotta know all things will work together for the good of them that love the Lord, yeah. All things are working together for the good of them that love the Lord. And maybe you're in a place, everything is in disarray. You're trying to see the good in things, the devil trying to bring me pain. You may see my glory, behind it is a story. Never lose faith in God, it's the reward for it. You gotta keep moving on. I know it's a lot going on, hell, wind and fire, but my God, he ain't a liar. It never comes short of his word. My God can do things unheard. You ought to praise him right now. What a mighty God we serve. All things are working together for the good of them that love the Lord, yeah. All things are working together for the good of them that love the Lord. All things are working together for the good of them that love the Lord, yeah. All things are working together for the good of them that love the Lord. All things, they work together. All things, they work together. Oh, say all things work together. Oh, say all for the good of them that love the Lord and are called to His purpose. It's the working. It's the working. Anybody know that it's the working? Anybody know that it's the working? Your pain, it's the working.
You're listening to Jerry Royce Worldwide Podcast.
Amen, amen. If you are just joining us, that was All Things by our dynamic guest this evening, Mr. Trenton Pipkins, who has been sharing. He has been dropping some knowledge on us this evening, y'all, about his journey so far and what has helped him to be successful, being flexible, being patient, persevering. These are actually going to be the names of the chapters of his book. I'm just saying. Anyway, time management, networking, and just trusting and believing and having faith in God and knowing that all things will work together. All things will work together. Trenton, is there anything else you'd like to share with the audience before we let you go? And by the way, we are looking forward to staying connected with you and seeing what God is going to do in and through you in 2020. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the audience?
Yes, I would like to thank you for allowing me this platform and this opportunity. And I want to encourage every listener to put God first in all things, in anything that you are doing. And if you put Him first, I believe that it shall come to pass.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much for joining us, Jerry. Is there anything you'd like to share with our guests before we let them go this evening? Just an awesome conversation. I really, really enjoyed this. I'm looking forward to being able to converse with you again.
Yes, yes. This is actually one of those kind of interviews that the world needs to hear from a young person like Trenton. Because I think Trenton say he's a senior in high school, not college, right? Is that high school, Trenton?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's the kind of testimony we need to hear so we understand that the world is in a better place, because a lot of us think that we're not in a good place right now. But when you give opportunities like a young guy like him, you get a chance to hear, that we're going to be okay in this world.
Yeah,
Beautiful
we're going to be okay.
Yeah,
it's going to be okay, and that you can, like you said, all things work together. You set your mind to doing what it is that God has called you to do. You take that leap of faith and step out and do it. And, Trenton is just a powerful testimony to that.
Right.
Powerful testimony.
That's right. And we hope he can make it up to Maryland someday. Let's keep an eye on our calendar and see what Positive Power has coming up, and hit us up, and we let you know what's going on in the DMV. That's right. The good, well, I ain't going to say the good. I'm going to say the Charm City. That's right. Charm City of Maryland. That's right. Home of the Divisional North.
The crab legs.
That's right. The crab legs and our award-winning television shows and the Baltimore Ravens doing their thing. All right, Trenton. So, man, it was great listening to you, man. Thank you so much for being part of this platform, man. This broadcast. Amen.
Thank you all.
All right. We wish you the best in school, man. That's right. And sound like you're going in the right direction. All right. Okay, we will be reaching out to you again too, and give you a chance to spread your wings on some other platforms that we have. All right, Paula. So you want to finish this up for the night?
Yes. Once again, we want to thank everyone for their support over this last year. Just all of your love, your text messages, your phone calls, your post messages on social media. Those of you who have joined us on My Journey, Lakeisha Mosley Show, The Red Room, all of the shows on Positive Power. Jerry, to you for all of your hard work, your dedication, your passion, providing this platform for all of us. It's truly, truly appreciated. I always hate to start calling names because I always fear that I'm going to forget someone. But from the bottom of my heart, I thank you all so much for this journey. And, remember, y'all know I love quotes. It is never too late to be what you might have been. I'd say this to you all the time. I am a witness. I'm a witness. I'm a witness. It is never too late as long as you are living and breathing gifts that God has placed inside of you. Pray, ask him to open the doors of opportunity for you to utilize those gifts. There's a Zen saying, and it says, leap and the net will appear. Sometimes you just got to take that leap. Isn't that right, Jerry?
That's
Sometimes
right.
you just got to take that leap.
That's right.
You just got to take that leap and trust and believe that he will, open those doors for you. He has opened so many for me personally in radio and TV and voiceover. My book, I'm so excited about that. We'll have to talk about that in 2020. But my book, My Journey to Lady Wisdom After Midnight, shouts out to Shay Samuels for her contribution to that as well. And the Fit at 60 and Beyond platform, y'all been watching my workout videos. Some of y'all have been telling me you've been working vicariously through my workout videos. I don't know about that, but we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about that as well, taking care of ourselves and taking care of our bodies. And there's just so many wonderful things that will be occurring with Positive Power, new television programs, radio programs, live events that we will be going to, and just so many doors will be opening for each and every one of us. So I just encourage you all to embrace your journeys, embrace the journey that God has placed in front of you. Don't look to the left or look to the right at anybody else's journey, because that's not for you. What God has placed in front of you is for you, and focus on that. Do what it is that he has called you to do, and utilize the gifts. Miles, Jerry, we love Miles Monroe.
That's right.
The late, great Miles Monroe said the richest place on the planet is the cemetery, because so many people go to their graves having not utilized the gifts that God has given them. So we want to challenge everyone to begin to utilize those gifts and to utilize those gifts. So when that day comes, we can lift our hands and say that we are leaving this planet as empty vessels, because we have used all of the gifts, talents, and skills that God has given us. So
That's right.
I love you all. We love you all. Yeah, give us
That's
some
right,
hearts
that's
there.
right.
Don't forget about the hearts. Y'all, give us some hearts.
That's right. I want to say before you sign out, Paula G, that 2019 has been a very, very dynamic year for us, and phenomenal year. And one of the things we always tell people, you gotta stay in prayer, because you're gonna go through some stuff. You live long enough, you're gonna experience a lot of storms, but you can't stop living. God is, and then I heard someone say it on an early broadcast, that sometimes those obstacles or those storms are placed in front of you just to make you more than what you are right now, to make you strong. Sometimes you don't really know what you made out of. I would have never known that I had the abilities to do all of this. If you guys have an opportunity, and a lot of you have been in my studios or been on our events, and you see that basically it's my two sons that help me with these things, and my daughter. Mm-hmm. And it looks like it's a production of a bigger team. But and I was sick when I went through this stuff. When I was in school studying this, getting reacquainted with television production, I was really literally sick. But I didn't let that be my focus, and then we also went through some deaths. I had lost my brother-in-law. I lost my best friend, my first cousin. And then recently we just lost my father-in-law, early in 2019. So our family had lost, and also my grandmother early on when I first got into television. So, those things are going to happen. But you have to put your focus. Yeah. And I know sometimes people say, well, it's hard to say that if you're in that position. Man, I'm going to tell you, I had some days where I couldn't even get out of bed, Paula G. If it wasn't the medicine or the nerve pains or whatever, or I ate something bad the day before, it's going to be something that's just going to be trying to hold you down to keep you from helping build God's kingdom.
Moving forward.
That's right.
Yeah, and helping others. Yeah.
That's right.
Everything that you said is just so incredibly true. We had death in our family. The funeral was actually on this past Saturday, and it's taken the family very hard. Family's taking it very hard, put it that way. Family's taking it very hard.
I hear that.
And
Acrodolis.
You have, yes, like you said, you have all of those things that occur while you are on this journey. And God, he never said it would be easy. He just said he would never leave us nor forsake us. And we've got it. And like you said, Jerry, speaking of what you said about the tests and then the trials and so forth. A lot of these things are just, God wants to see what we're going to do with His gift, and it's not always a straight and narrow road. And and I'm glad you shared all that, because I think it's important for people to know sometimes, what goes on behind the scenes. We make it look easy.
Mm-hmm.
We make it look easy.
Yeah. I mean, we got a lot of content, a lot of show. I mean, people haven't seen the other shows we have produced. We got shows that's ready to be released. And then another thing I want to say before we move on and welcome into New York. This is our last live broadcast for 2019. But also, the devil, he knows what your weaknesses are, and all of us have them. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
But he's going to play that same old trick over and over again. A lot of those records been being played for a long time, but he know that's your go-to. Yeah. He know that's your go-to, that weakness. So when when a storm do hit you, he just hoping that that's what you can go to, where you're going back to that bottle, going back to that drug, or back to that bad abusive relationship,
come on now,
or whatever. He know you're gonna go back to it. Whether it's a box of chocolate you shouldn't be eating, and you diabetic, or you got hypertension. He knows your weakness, and he knows you're gonna go back to that sin, and he's counting on that. So he's hoping that whether it's a smaller storm or a larger storm, he's just hoping that you're going to be disencouraged, and you just don't want to exist.
You got to keep moving.
That's right. You got to keep moving. Again, learn how to control your focus. And a lot of it has to do with, and I always tell people, tune into our shows. Don't be envying because you seen the author on Paula G's couch or a performer on our stage. You thought that should have been you. Everybody's going to have opportunity, but the thing, look at that as encouragement. Say, if they could do it, you could do it. If they could have a TV show.
Think about what Trenton said about the bounce around Charleston, how he had been wanting to be on the show. Mm-hmm. And, he and I think you mentioned, a bit of frustration or impatience and not having that opportunity, but then learning that if he would just be patient, that the opportunity would present itself, and it did. And sometimes we just, we have to be patient sometimes.
That's right.
And like you said, Jerry, your time will come, your opportunity will come. We all have these seasons. Shay has a song entitled Seasons. That we all go through these seasons, and all of our seasons are different.
That's right.
So you got to stay focused on your season and what it is that is in front of you, and not get discouraged by the storms in life. And I'll just share this real quickly. I've given this analogy before. Years ago, a friend of mine, she and I went down to Miami and spent the weekend, and we were sitting on the beach, and it was a beautiful day. And we looked off far in the distance, and it looked like a storm was coming. So by the time we got back up into our room, we were like on the 20-something floor, and we were on the corner. So two sides of the suite, the hotel suite, were windows. By the time we got back up there, it was like pitch black. It was storming. It was hail. It felt like the building was swaying. People were screaming. We were panicking. Do we stay here? Do we go downstairs? What do we do? And then I thought about it. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Let's just hold on, Paula. Just chill. This is the same storm that we saw way off in the distance like 10 minutes ago. If we would just be still, the storm will pass. And sure enough, about 5-10 minutes later, the storm passed and it went out to sea. That's the exact same thing that happens in our lives. All of these things, death in the family, illnesses, setback, losses of jobs, all of these things are simply storms in our life. And if we just are still and are diligent in doing what it is that God has called us to do, staying focused on Him, that storm will pass. Because sometimes we sit in storms because due to our lack of faith, or we're so focused on the storm that we wind up distracted and stagnant in that storm. We got to take our eye off the storm, keep our eye on God, and trust, believe, and know that the storms will pass. Because as the old song says, trouble doesn't last always, and it does not.
That's
it
right.
does not.
That's right. Yep. And I always think about, my earlier days in television, when I was in college, learning it. Then actually working on a DC production. I was telling people, my brother and I actually worked on a dance show. Even though we auditioned to be dancers, I was more interested in the behind the scenes, watching the guys set up and, why does it take so long? Why it has to be so perfect? Those questions being answered and then being on movie sets. I actually was in a couple movies. And I think I missed my day one time, but I was still invited to the set, had a chance to have lunch with Sharon Stone and Kevin Bacon. And I think one show Gene Hackman was there. And so I got a chance to meet these characters and in their natural elements, and they talk to you about the patience of the industry. Not because when we put the show together, you got to have a lot of patience. We sitting there, and we say, well, what? Once this thing is taped and recorded, that's it. Can't call everybody back. Everybody come from different places, so we got to get it right now. And it's a learning lesson. Life period. Life. You gotta have patience, watch the distractions, stay in prayer. So you said some wonderful, encouraging words, Paula G. And again, I think all of our shows are right on track with all of that, because those are people who are being transparent, what they went through before they were able to get on that couch or in front of that camera to tell you that story. It was their turn. All right. So with all that said, I want to wish you a happy New Year, Paula G. And thank you so much for all your hard work and your loyalty.
Happy New Year to you as well.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you as always. And much love to the Positive Power family. Shay Samuels, Lakeisha Mosley, Monique Washington, Shalonda Williams.
That's right. The whole gang.
Everybody.
That's right.
The whole gang. Be Speak Life, the whole gang. Yeah.
That's right. And even their family members, because, their families are, that's the reason why they're able to do what they do, because of the patience of their family and, enabling them to do what their purpose is. So that's what it's all about.
And that's what keeps some of us going.
That's right.
Support and love of the family. Know that when the mic is turned off, the lights are turned off, you have that safe space, that safe place that your family is there.
That's right.
To just love on you, encourage you. So we thank our family members.
That's right. Support in all areas. All right, everybody. So living your purpose, do your thing, stay in prayer. 2020 is around the corner, and we wish you all. And thank you again, everybody, for tuning in to all our shows. I know they're on multiple platforms, but we appreciate what God has done for us, putting us out there. I would have never dreamed this in a million years, but hey, visions.
Visions, yeah. Visions.
All right, so we're going to go out on Trenton's song. It was a beautiful piece, and I think it'd be awesome to go out on All Things. So that's what we're going to go out on.
All things
all
are
right?
possible. Thank you, Trenton. Thank you, love. Thank you, Trenton. Yes. All right. Happy New Year.
You're listening to Dear Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of Double XI.
Positive Power 21.org Internet Radio.
You're listening to Dear Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
All right, family. We wish you all a very, very happy New Year. Stay phenomenal. Keep tuning in. Share the file. Share the love. That's right. Show some love. All right, we're going to go out. Our last show. It's right before midnight. And we're going to go out on Trenton Pipkins' song, Young Guy, down south. Sent the song to us and asked us to come on the show. So we're going to play this, our last show for the 2019. Last song, Trenton. No, it's the last song. We still got some more time. All right, here we go.
Listen, say all together for the good of them that love the Lord. We're living in a day, so many things have changed. Have to give a right for wrong, and sometimes even light on. I don't mind the affliction, as long as God is with me, yeah. I'll try to do my best so I can pass this test. Lord, don't leave me here, and help me not to fear. Lord, I'm calling you, I need you right here. All things are working together for the good of them that love the Lord. All things are working together for the good of them that love the Lord. You gotta know all things will work together for the good of them that love the Lord, yeah. All things are working together for the good of them that love the Lord. And maybe you're in a place, everything is in disarray. You're trying to see the good in things, the devil trying to bring me pain. You may see my glory, behind it is a story. Never lose faith in God, it's a reward for it. You gotta keep moving on. I know it's a lot going on, hell, wind and fire, but my God, He ain't a liar. He never comes short of His word. My God can do things unheard. You ought to praise Him right now. What a mighty God we serve. All things are working together for the good of them that love the Lord, yeah. All things are working together for the good of them that love the Lord. All things are working together for the good of them that love the Lord, yeah. All things are working together for the good of them that love the Lord. All things, they work together. Oh, say all things, they work together. Oh, say all things work together. Oh, say all things work together. Yeah, it's working for me. It's working for me. It's working for me. It's working. I know it's working. It's working for me. It's working for me. He said it's working for me. It's working. God said it's working for me. It's working for me. It's working for me. Hey, oh, it's working. It's working. It's working. God said it. It's working. I believe it. It's working. All things work together for the good of them that love the Lord and are called to His purpose. It's working. It's working. It's working. Anybody know that it's working? Anybody know that it's working? Your pain is working. It's working. Your hurt is working. You might have been crying through the night, but God said it. Everything is gonna be alright. It's working. It's working. I know He said it. I believe it. It's working. He said it. I believe it. What about you? Do you believe it? Can I get a
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
It was your love that lifted me. 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 When I couldn't take it. When I could make it. Oh, when I could take it. Yes. When I can make it. Oh. what love, yeah. What peace, yes. What joy He gives. Oh, yes. I was thinking deep in sin, for from the peaceful shore, yes, very deeply stay with me, thinking to rise no more, but the master of the sea heard my despairing cry. From the waters He lifted me. Now safe am I. What peace, yes. What joy, yes, He gives. Oh, I call you holy. I call you faithful, Lord. You are so wonderful to me. Yes,